Okay, so for the ZTE ZMax 2, I am going to run GeekBench 3. And keep in mind that this ZTE ZMax 2 has the Snapdragon 410 as the processor, which is a quad core. And you can get a sense of sort of how powerful this is. Now this does lag behind in a lot of the graphics benchmarks, so you could see that in the Antutu 3D benchmarks that I run in another video, so look for that. Seems like it's now at 43%. And after this is done, I'm going to scroll through each individual score. Get a sense of how that is. So this phone I got for $60, usually sells for $70, and you could get the exact place where I got it from. The description area has the link. But this makes a good backup phone because it is 16 gigabytes of internal storage and 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is very important. It does run Android 5.1 with 2 gigabytes of RAM, which in many cases is very sufficient for the everyday things we do, but not so much for 3D gaming. So this will work very well on your very typical games. So you see that is the score here. And let me go through some of this information so you could see what each individual score is. And pause the video if you have to read some of the values here. And let me scroll all the way up here. Pause a little bit. Memory scores. And there you go. That is the scoring. Now let me go through the single core scores, and you could see relative to other phones. Let me scroll up very slowly here. So see, it is somewhat comparable to a Snapdragon S4, this Snapdragon 410 chip, which is a quad core. And you could see some of the older models here that it beats. And for the multi-core, relative values here. Once again, you see it's similar to the Samsung Galaxy S3 and beats it, in fact. And so there you go. That is the GeekBench 3 benchmarks, and thank you for watching.